Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my February reset for you guys and I'm really excited because I know I did not do one in January. I just wasn't really feeling motivated to do one, if we're being honest, but that's okay because I am here to do one for February and I will be doing them for every month in 2024 hopefully, so they are not going away. Do not worry. But honestly, filming these reset videos is one of my favorite forms of self-care because it allows myself to kind of step back for a moment, get situated before the beginning of every month, and just plan out what I want to read this month, what I want to do for my journaling setup, all that kind of stuff. So we are going to be doing some of that in this video, but before we get into talking about the specifics of that, I do want to talk about one of my other favorite forms of self-care, which is buying myself new jewelry. So obviously, I'm partnering with Ana Luisa on this video, if you couldn't tell. I love working with Ana Luisa so much. They have so many gorgeous pieces, and I do have some that I want to show you today. But before I show you those, if you guys don't know, Ana Luisa is an online jewelry company with an amazing sustainability mission. I love their focus on how their products impact the planet and what they're doing to kind of offset that. They are carbon neutral and water neutral, and all of their packaging is made from recycled materials, which is amazing. And I also just love getting new jewelry. It is one of my favorite ways to treat myself a little bit. And obviously, because of Valentine's Day is coming up, it's kind of the perfect time to buy some jewelry. So let me show you the couple of pieces that I selected this time around. First of all, we have my absolute favorite piece. I've been wearing this constantly because I think it is so cute, and it is the necklace that I'm wearing today, and this is the Sunny necklace. It's just this silver heart on a medium length chain. It's very simple, but it does have a couple of more interesting elements to it. I really like the cutout and the texture on it. Then we also have the Hannah bracelet. I think this one is so cute and very dainty. I like the pearls on it, and the little flowers are super cute. I love Ana Luisa's bracelets. I have so many of them, so I'm glad to add another to my collection. And then I do have the two sets of earrings that I'm wearing today. The first one being these very basic hoops, and these are the Venus earrings in silver. They're like a nice medium-sized hoop. I'm not a big hoop kind of gal. I like them to be a little bit smaller, but I feel like these are a good like medium size. They're a little different, but still very basic. And then I did get another set of some of my favorite earrings from Ana Luisa, and those are the Celeste earrings, and those are the ones that I'm wearing in my doubles right now. Originally they come with a little star and a moon, but right now I'm wearing both of the moons because I think they're so cute. But here are what the stars look like. Very cute, very celestial, obviously, and I am a big fan of that. If any of those pieces spark your interest and you're looking to treat yourself to a little something this February, they are having some really good sales this month of up to 25% off. So if you want to check them out, which I highly recommend you do, I will have the link to them down below, as well as the links to all of the pieces that I showed you today, because I really am obsessed, especially with this necklace. Like, I really have been wearing this all the time, so very excited with my selections. So thank you so much to Ana Luisa for partnering with me on this video. And let's get into talking a little bit more about what I'm going to be doing in this reset video. So I am first going to be showing you my February journal setup. I'm really excited because I have these little stickers from Daiso that are literally perfect for February. Originally for February, I was going to be using this little Totoro sticker sheet, which I showed you guys in my little Q&A that I posted recently, but I kind of thought these fit March a bit better, so I'm going to be using these next month, and I decided to use some different stickers this month, and they're so cute. But I also wanted to show you my January setup because obviously I did not film my reset last month, but I did want to show you in case you were interested. I kind of went with like a fairy theme situation, and I have started doing this like little calendar thing where I track when I'm reading a book throughout the month, which I'm really excited about. I did it for December, if I can find it back. So there's what it looks like all filled out, and I just think it's really fun. So I decided I want to start doing that monthly. I have actually made an entire spread for it. So we have these, they like flip out. We have all of these, the calendars that I'm eventually going to be transferring from their spreads into like this one collective spread. Does that make sense? Also, don't look too closely at these calendars because some of them are wrong, but I just haven't fixed them. But I'm really excited to kind of instate that in my journal. I think it'll be really fun to look back on at the end of the year. But I did want to share that with you guys because I'm really excited and I think it's going to be really cool. I got the idea from Books Ergo Sum on Instagram. I will have their like page linked down below because it just looked so nice. So that's kind of what I'm going for with that. But as for February specifically, I have these little pink and red cartoon, devil, angel, whatever stickers. I don't exactly know how to describe them. I got them from Daiso and I've been waiting to use them. I didn't know what I was waiting for, but I figured February is probably the best time to use them. So I decided to kind of just do something with that. And then later on in this video, we are going to be talking about my February TBR. I think I have a lot of good books that I'm hoping to get to this month, so I'm very excited to chat through those with you as well. And then that's honestly all I'm going to be doing in this video. I don't have a ton else that I need to kind of focus on planning for the month, so it's gonna be kind of a short one, but I'm still excited to go through the couple of things that I do have to do with you guys. So let us get into it. I'm gonna get into some journaling and then we will reconvene after. Next day, and I'm here to get back into doing this reset. So I did finish setting up my spread for the month, and I really like how it turned out. Obviously, the sticker sheet that I used is kind of perfect for February. Like, honestly, it has been screaming at me to use it in February. So I decided to finally cave. I tell myself all the time that I'm going to break the mold one of these months and not just base my journaling spread on the holiday or season that is happening in a given month. Just because, you know, sometimes when I try new things, I feel like my spreads do kind of look the same from year to year. But honestly, I could not do it. I just could not do it. It's too cute. So here we are again with a very on theme journaling spread for the month. And I'm okay with that. But moving on from that, it is time to get into talking about my TBR. So I'm going to select the books off of my shelves and then we will chat through them. So I've selected all of the books that I'm hoping to read this month off of my shelves, and then I do also have 2 either audiobook or ebooks. I'm not sure how I'm going to read these other 2 books that I have, but we'll talk about those later because I don't have physical copies of them. But let's get into talking about the ones that I have first. So I do have 2 book club reads that I read every month, the first one being for my Patreon. And this month we are reading Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I'm actually super excited about this one. I've seen a lot of people really enjoy this. They say it's super cute. I don't know how I'm going to feel about a YA contemporary romance. For the most part, I steer clear just because I hardly like adult contemporary romances. The last thing I feel like I would enjoy is a young adult contemporary romance, but because I've loved so many of Ali Hazelwood's other romance books, I feel like I need to give her YA one a shot, and it was voted that we would be reading this for my Patreon, which I'm very excited about. It'll be fun to talk about it with everybody. I feel like it's probably gonna be a hit or a miss for a lot of people, but I think it'll be a good time. Also, I do believe this is a bit on the upper end of YA. Like, it's still young adult, but our characters are 18 and 20, so it's kind of, they're like a little bit older, you know? So I think that'll be good too, and they really like chess. I think they're chess rivals, maybe? Which sounds kind of fun. And I think Cass read this at the end of last year, and she really, really enjoyed it. Although there's one point in this book where Ali Hazelwood uses the term banana pants, and honestly, that seems pretty on brand now that I think about it. But I'm still excited. And then the other book club that I'm also a part of is the Wyverns and Words book club. And as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, we are reading full series this year, which is really exciting. So in February, we are moving on to the 2nd book in the An Ember in the Ashes quartet with, I just forgot the name of this book. A Torch Against the Night. Yes. I finished An Ember in the Ashes a couple days ago. It was so good. Like, I really didn't expect to like it quite as much as I did, but I'm very excited to see where things are going to go in the series. And the way the first book ended, I feel like it's just the start of something. Like, the first book was a lot of setup, but it didn't necessarily feel like a setup book. But I like what the first book did, and I'm very interested to see where things are going to go from here. So, gonna be reading this one, very excited about it, and obviously we're gonna be reading literally all of the others as well, so if you want to join us, the link to the Discord is always down below. And then just kind of randomly grabbing from the rest of this stack, we have A Winter's Promise by Crystal Davos. This is the first book in the Mirror Visitor series. I'm so excited about this one. This was sent to me by the lovely Sarah, so thank you so much, Sarah. And because February is like the last month of official winter in my mind, like I know a lot of March is still winter, but it doesn't really feel like winter. March gives me pre-spring vibes. So because this one is called A Winter's Promise, I'm really hoping to read this in winter, obviously. So I'm not 100% sure what this book is about, but I know so many people really love this series, and I've seen the covers around for a while, never picked it up. But now that I have this book for myself, I'm really excited to jump into it, and I also believe it is translated from French, so that is also very exciting. Then I also have The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshani Chokshi. This is, I'm not 100% sure exactly what this book is about, aside from the fact that it is kind of gothic, which always sounds like something I want to pick up. I believe the writing in this book is absolutely beautiful, and I've been seeing so many people sing this book's praises, so I've been very intrigued, and I finally decided to just put it on hold, pick it up, see if maybe I'll read it this month. If not, I will be getting to it at some point in time this year for sure. Then obviously I need to put some Brandon Sanderson on this TBR. As I'm sure a lot of you guys know, I've been reading a ton of Brandon Sanderson recently, so I am continuing on with my mission to read all of the books in the Cosmere. And this month I'm hoping to read Elantris. This is his first published work, so I'm so excited to see how this compares to some of his later work. I have heard that his writing voice isn't quite as strong in this book, which I do love how he writes his books, so I'm just very intrigued to see what I end up thinking of this book. I have no clue, to be honest, but I've been meaning to get to Elantris for quite a while, so I figured it is finally time. I'm also maybe potentially thinking about reading the first book in Era 2 of Mistborn, which is The Alloy of Law? I'm not 100% sure. So that's like maybe an honorable mention on this TBR. I'm very unsure as to how I'm going to feel about Era 2 of Mistborn. I think it's kind of in the genre of Flintlock fantasy, so like our characters have guns. It's very wild, Wild West kind of vibes. And I really don't know how I feel about that one, but I know there are so many connections to the Cosmere that crop up in Era 2 of Mistborn, so I feel like I need to read it. Also, I do kind of want to get the UK paperbacks of them so they will match my Era 1 paperbacks. That'll look very nice on my shelf. But I will definitely either read it in a vlog or let you guys know how I feel about it. Next up, I do have The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I am so excited to read this book, like you have no idea. And I'm actually reading this for a video that I'm doing for my Patreon. Every month I film an extra video and I post it towards the end of the month. And this month I'm going to be reading my patrons' favorite books. So I asked everybody like, hey, what are some of your favorite books? And I decided I would read the most popular suggestions, and The Raven Boys was the one that was mentioned so much. So obviously I immediately had to put a hold on this. I think I have started this book previously. I don't think I made it very far in it, but I've been meaning to retry this book for a while. So many people love this series. For so many people, it's like one of their favorite series of all time, and I'm just so intrigued. So I'm really excited to pick up this series. I'm really hoping I like it. I literally have no clue what this series is about, but I think it'll be more fun to kind of go into it not knowing anything. So if you guys want to see me read this book, my Patreon is always linked down below, but I will probably let you guys know some thoughts on it in a wrap up at some point. Then I decided it was finally time that I would read another Alice Oseman book, and honestly, I thought Loveless would be a very solid pick for February. I feel like in February, the natural inclination, for me at least, is to pick up books with a little bit of romance in them, but I thought it would be nice to pick up something a little bit different from that because this book does follow an asexual, aromantic main character. I believe this is following our main character, Georgia, as she goes off to college. So yes, I want to finish all of Alice Oseman's published work in 2024. Really the only other one that I have to read aside from this is I Was Born for This. So yeah, this will also probably be a quick read. I feel like the way Alice Oseman writes is just very like, you get through it pretty quickly. So very excited to pick up Loveless. Yes, it just keeps going. I do have more. The next one is probably the book that I'm the most excited about on this TBR. And if you guys have been watching any of my videos recently, you probably know what it is. Obviously, it is Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. I am so excited for this. My original plan was to read this in January, but I just ran out of time, which is honestly a shame. But I wanted to wait to read this book until I could truly savor it, until I could give it the time that it deserves, because I love the first book in this series so much. It was one of my favorite books of last year, so obviously I'm super excited about this one. Also, the UK cover that I just recently got. Stunning, gorgeous, beautiful. I will be putting this on display somehow when I finish it. So yeah, I don't exactly know what Emily and Wendell are getting up to in this book. I don't want to know. I know I have started this book. I got the arc for it last summer. I stopped a ways into it just because this is a very like fall/winter type of book, and I was trying to read it in July and the vibes were off. But honestly, I don't remember any of what went down in those first however many pages, so it'll basically be new, but I'm still so excited. And then the last physical book that I currently have with me is Lore Olympus of Volume 5. I read the first 4 volumes of Lore Olympus kind of around this time last year, and I absolutely adored them. They were so much fun. I've been meaning to read Volume 5 for quite a while. I think I had previously had this checked out from the library, but I just didn't get around to it, so I figured this kind of seems like the perfect kind of thing for February, so I'm really hoping, well, not really hoping, I am like almost 99% sure that I am going to be reading this book in February, so there's that. And then the last 2 books that I have to talk about, I just don't have a physical copy of yet. The first one being The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. This is another book that I'm going to be reading for that Patreon video because so many people said that they really liked this book. And I think I have the potential to also really like this because it is an adult contemporary romance, but I believe there's a time travel element to it. And I think I generally tend to enjoy contemporary romances when there's like something a little fantastical going on, you know what I'm saying? So I'm very intrigued to see what I think of this. I know so many people love this book, obviously, because a lot of people suggested it, so very excited about that one. And then the last book is a book that I was not originally intending on reading in February, but me and Elaine have decided that we are going to be reading House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas in February. I'm sure this book is on so many people's February TBR. Currently, as I'm filming this clip, it is the release day, and I've seen so many people talking about it. Everyone's so excited. And like, now I'm kind of getting excited. Like, I know I don't like the first 2 books in the series, but like, if you've read the series, you probably know why I'm excited. I'm so just interested to see what I'm going to think of this, because I feel like there are going to be parts of it that I am so invested in, but then I also feel like I'm going to have the same issues that I had with House of Sky and Breath, so I'm a little scared but I'm a little excited. But I'm probably going to listen to the audiobook for this. I think that'll be a good way to consume it for me, you know? So I'm very hesitantly excited about it. But those are all of the books that I want to read this month. Honestly, it's kind of a lot. The likelihood of me reading them all, very low. But it is time to put these on my little TBR shelf, and then that'll be the end of the video, so let's do it. Okay, so I'm here to end the video. I feel like I literally never film standing up, so it was kind of weird. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, obviously, I would love to know down below. Do you guys have any sort of like resetting rituals that you do at the start of every month? I'd love to know if you do. Also, before I go, I did want to say again, thank you so much to Ana Luisa for partnering with me on this video. They are having some really good sales right now of up to 25% off, so they will be linked down below if you want to check them out. I also did want to give a shout out to everybody over on my Patreon. If you guys are ever looking for more content from me, that is also always linked down below. As I said, we do have a little monthly buddy read, and this month we are reading Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. So I'm quite excited. Don't worry, the book is fine. Do not fret. But with that, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.